12, and according to Glamour UK, I am now sitting next to the world's sexiest man. We're talking about actor Robert Pattinson, who actually didn't even know that. He's revisiting immortality as vampire Edward Cullen in the new movie, The Twilight Saga, Breaking Dawn Part 1, and the fourth film in the series starts with a wedding and a honeymoon.
Tired? Do you want to go for a swim?
Yeah, that sounds nice. I could use a few human minutes.
Don't take too long, Mrs. Cullen.
Robert Pattinson, good morning.
Morning.
You know, it seems like you struggle to watch yourself in a movie. You're sort of rubbing your eyes. You're sort of not really comfortable.
I know, yeah. I don't know what's happened to me recently. I can't even look in the mirror without crying.
Really? Why? No, why would
No,
you
it's
say?
not
No,
true.
well, no, of course you would. But you know, this honeymoon obviously comes after probably one of the most stunning weddings on film ever. Really visually stunning. What was it like to see Kristen walking down that aisle?
I mean, it's nice. I mean, you suddenly realize that the role of a man, the role of the groom in a wedding is that of a prop. And I was just like watching Kristen have to take all the nerves and have to do all the heavy lifting in the scene, basically.
Because nobody sort of knew. I mean, as I understood it, they sort of held her back. So all of you worked together all of these years, really hadn't seen her before.
No, completely.
She walked.
I'd seen her in the wedding dress, but like pretty much everyone in the cast hadn't seen her. So when she's walking down the aisle and everyone turned around to her, it's genuine curiosity because there was so much secrecy about it. But I don't know why. It's a white dress.
I know, but it was a stunning.
It's beautiful.
Carolina Herrera, beautiful.
Yeah,
and
no,
she
that's
made
terrible. It's an incredible dress. Like,
she was beautiful too, Kristen was.
No, she looks amazing.
But that was the easy part, because the hard part, I've been reading all this research about you, was really, it sounds like, especially because you're kind of a shy fellow, a shy, very talented fellow, that you sort of struggled with having to have your first scene, you know, be in a love scene, the honeymoon love scene. And I'm wondering, it seems to me that would be the worst part about being an actor, having to sort of do something so intimate with all of these cameras and people sort of watching.
Yeah, I mean, it's not so much doing the love scene that's the nerve-wracking part, because I mean I've done a bunch of them before, but like it's the fact that it's within the Twilight series. It's so much based on having, you know, because Taylor Lautner in it and he has a six-pack and stuff. I mean, I kind of got to do that. But,
so you were worried about being compared to Taylor?
Pure vanity.
Oh, come on.
Literally.
Really?
You're thinking of sort of sexual positions which don't involve showing your belly.
Oh no, really? Oh my gosh. That is so funny, and they're already screaming just hearing you speak about that outside.
Oh, can people hear?
I know, they can actually hear you out there. No, this is television.
I was like, what are they
There are millions of people watching. No, I'm television. I didn't know that. No, and you're, you know, it's interesting because, you know, this is the end, the second to the last of the movies of the series. And you, I'm wondering if you feel as though, coming to this now, speaking about this movie, a sense of relief or a sense of trepidation looking ahead?
Yeah, it's a little of both. I mean, it's kind of, I feel like I could have done anything in between these movies. I could have gone and played a kind of, I don't know, I'm trying to think of the most ridiculous part I can think of, but everything I think of is insulting to someone.
Better not say it.
Like,
well, no, I know you've come out and said that you were worried about having sort of the Mark Hamill curse. This is the fellow who, of course, played Luke Skywalker in the Star Wars series. But listen, you've got two movies going on. You've got one with Uma Thurman, another with Paul Giamatti and Juliette Binoche in the works. So actually, it sounds as though you're doing really well.
Completely. I mean, you just kind of, you know, you had this series where you can, you know, I mean, it's just being in any position where you get asked in every interview, like, are you afraid of being typecast? It's like, eventually, like, I wasn't afraid at all before. But, you know, it eventually kind of seeps into you, and you're like, oh, I've got, because there's another thing, you can't suddenly shun the audience which you know you've collected by doing all these movies, and so you know you feel like you want to do something different, completely different, but that's not the right way to go about it. It's just a strange. It's a hard industry at the moment, and I think everyone's pretty much afraid of what they're doing next.
If you are, then we all should be. You know, congratulations at 25, so much success. Beautiful girlfriend, a wonderful career, movies in the works. enjoy it. Enjoy the ride. Don't be afraid. You're doing great. Twilight Saga Breaking Dawn Part 1 opens in theaters nationwide next Friday on November 18th. And coming up next, much more from that as Where in the World rolls on from Switzerland.